Hey, Stacy.
Hey, I'm trying to
I can barely hear you.
change. I'm trying to change my camera. Hold on.
Okay. All right. I'm
Uh,
not sure that we have anybody on with us yet, so I think we're good.
okay.
Yeah.
Mm, let me see something.
They will need to connect their mic and camera. Okay. So if you're hanging in with us, this is live, y'all. We got some technical stuff going on, so let us work it through, work out the kinks in a few minutes, and we'll be ready to go. If push comes to shove, if we have to stop and start again, we'll do that. So just give us a minute here and we will be right with you all. Anything can happen when you go live. You just got to have a good attitude about it. I'm waiting for my co-host. Let's see. Let me see if I can help her out here. Well, while you're waiting, let me just say that healing is a necessary journey, but it's not easy. And the reason why we're calling this It Takes a Village to Heal is because you will need guidance. You will need someone to lend you a hand. You will need assistance. You will need someone who has the tools and the resources, the insight, the ability to take everything that is you for whatever your reason is for making that decision and saying, "Hey, you know what? I want to make a change. I'm not fully walking into my purpose. I'm not completely being the person that I know I can be, but I don't know where to start. I don't know exactly what to do. Or I know what to do, but I don't know how to put the steps together. Or I have some trauma in my life. I have some things that are going on in my head that are blocking me and preventing me from moving forward." Well, that's where your village comes in. That's where you have therapists like Stacy Hope will be joining us shortly, or you have life coaches like myself, people who have lived these experiences, who have lived the work, done the work, and have accomplished the things that you are seeking. And that's all that's what it is. It's about lifting as you climb. Lifting as you climb and sharing what you have with others so that we can all be healed and whole. Excuse me, I don't know why I say whole. I think I'm tired, y'all. We can all be healed and whole. Okay, we want that for all of us. Myself and Stacy, we're both people who love to help people, and so us doing this tonight, and we won't be here long, but we want to share some things with you that can help you make a decision on who to utilize in your village and who to welcome into your village to assist you. Okay, I'm getting a message. All right. Okay, so Stacy's gonna be with us shortly. We're just waiting on these technical things. I'm telling you, you just never know. But it's all good. We're gonna keep rolling. So I don't know who all is on as of right now, but If you have ever entertained the thought of having a therapist, having a counselor to help you process some things in your life, because let's face it, there are many times for many different reasons where we hit a wall in life, where we just can't seem to break through, where we just can't seem to make a positive change. We want it, but we don't know how to get it. And we know that there are some things that we need to work through. There are some things that have been left unaddressed in life, possibly. There are some things that may have happened to you that have caused you to develop a mindset that doesn't help you, doesn't serve you well. And sometimes, many times actually, we just don't have the ability, the knowledge, or the tools to know how to dig through our history and pinpoint the place where things took a left, if you will. Pinpoint those places where something happened and we can't seem to break through. We get stuck. We get stuck in those places in our lives, those times in our lives. Um, Sometimes it's not so much that something happened to you. Sometimes it's the fact that we've taken on other people's philosophies of life and it just doesn't fit us. And people mean well. You have family members, you have other wise people that you'll meet in life, people you meet in church, people you meet in the academic world, and you can have much respect. These can be credentialed folks, but their maxims for life, their philosophies may not work for you, right? So instead of taking a step back and saying, you know what, they're great, but their life is not like mine. We're not the same people. Sometimes we just accept it and we take it on and we absorb it and it becomes a part of who we are. And you do good for a while, but it won't last. Something won't feel right. Something will pull at you or nag at you and say, you know what, this isn't working for me. I've got to do something different. I just don't know what and or how, right? So that's where your village comes in. And it's very important to pick the right people to be in your village. Of course, like I said, you have family and friends. You have people that you meet um, who are great teachers. You have different elders, all of that um, that'll come into your life. But what about therapy? Let's think about mental health. Because we look, when it comes to our bodies, people don't hesitate to get a gym membership. But so many people hesitate to spend that same amount of money or maybe a little bit more to take care of what's going on in here because it starts up here. Whatever's going on up here, if you've got some faulty wiring, if you got some things from your past that's causing you to think in a way that doesn't serve you, you need someone who knows how to dig through the recesses of your mind and pull out things for you, show you what's there, show you what's working, show you what's not, and give you the tools to maneuver, give you the tools to alter certain behaviors. So we get, when we get my girl Stacy on here, she's a therapist. She'll be able to dig into that. I think we're getting ready to go. Hey, there you go. Hey, girl. Yes. Yes. Okay. Yay! Ha ha! We in here.
Hey,
Yes. I'm glad you made it.
I made it.
I was just telling the people, I said, look, when it comes to live events, anything can happen.
Right.
This stuff happens. So you just have to give us grace and be patient.
Yes, so thank y'all for that
Yes.
patience. I'm here though. I'm ready.
Okay, so now that you're here, I'm looking at my notes. Yeah.
Okay.
So now that you're here, we can officially get started. I introduced myself earlier, but I'm going to do it again. My name is Lakia Barr, and I'm a life coach. I welcome you to this fairly short segment called "It Takes a Village to Heal," and I want to introduce you to my best friend, the magnificent Stacey Hope.
Hey, so I'm Stacey Hope. I am a licensed professional counselor associate in South Carolina and a licensed clinical mental health counselor associate in North Carolina. And I am the owner and psychotherapist at Hope Counseling and Wellness.
Yes. Woo! Yes. So we're going to, since we're a little late, we're going to get right into it. We're going to discuss, or should I say, maybe demystify therapy for people. Because you know that there are a lot of people who they're hesitant about getting therapy.
Yeah.
Or they don't really know what it will do for them. Same thing with life coaches. Some people don't really understand what it is, how it works. And for us, because we had this conversation outside of this, people definitely don't know how it can work together.
Yeah.
So we want to kind of briefly help people understand how seeing a therapist can definitely benefit you to getting where you want to be, walking in your purpose. Everybody wants to be healed and whole, but they don't always know how to get there. And the title "It Takes a Village to Heal" is really about you and I are just two people that can be a part of that village to help people get there. So I do want to start with you, because I know we have our little rundown of what we wanted to do. So I'm going to ask the question just to put it out there, and I'm going to answer it myself. But in your opinion, your professional opinion, what are the benefits of someone going to therapy?
Okay. Well, I think one of the main benefits is just having somebody to talk to. Get it off the chest.
Yeah.
I think that we hold things in and hold on to our trauma or our stress so tightly.
Yeah.
And we're vulnerable with people, which is understandable because you don't want everybody, people aren't necessary in knowing what's going on with you to know.
Right.
But the problem that is that you tell nobody. And so it just stays inside and the healing doesn't happen. So the first benefit of therapy is that it comes out. You get it out.
Yeah.
Which is very therapeutic in itself. Just to get it out.
Right.
I think the other benefit of therapy is that it actually facilitates the healing process.
Yeah.
It helps you to see yourself in a way that is difficult to see yourself without someone holding that mirror up to your face. So I see myself as the mirror. I listen to my clients and I tell them what I hear or tell them what I see. I help them to identify patterns in their behavior or patterns in their life that may have led to the symptoms that they're struggling with. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we're to the problem that we can't pinpoint it, or we're so close to the problem that we don't know how to get past the problem.
Yeah.
It's kind of, I even said this to my daughter yesterday. It's like you can't see the forest for the trees. You're too close to the problem, and so
Yeah.
you need to step back and to walk beside you. And so that's my role as a therapist, is to walk beside you as you go along that
Yeah.
healing journey.
That makes so much sense. Especially when you were saying how when you're working with your clients, you tell them what you see when they are vulnerable enough to just lay everything out for you. And that
Mhm.
made me think, like, I know for myself, because I've been in therapy for years,
Me
there are
too.
so many things you think you know yourself, but what your therapist will do for you is they will tell you something that they see that you never even considered before.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us just don't have the ability, like we can't see ourselves, not in every facet.
No, and we have our own um, perceptions of ourselves. We have
Mhm.
our own way of seeing ourselves, and so um, my therapist said something to me one time, and I was like,
Right.
I know you're not talking about me, but
Yeah.
the more I thought about it, it was like, man, that's definitely me, you
Yeah.
know. And sometimes it takes someone to, especially someone who's not in your immediate circle,
Mhm.
to actually open your eyes to some possibilities of what's going on with you and your even in your thought pattern or your personality that could be contributing to your problems.
Right. And then saying that, what I want to ask you is, you made that point of sometimes people in your immediate circle won't see certain things, right? Now, do you think, because that's speaking to what we're talking about, adding other people to the village to help you? Um, I want you to say that because a lot of people, I've actually read people online saying that, like, I don't need a therapist because I've got friends, I got my mama, I got my sister, and if I have a problem, they can help me. But you're
Mhm.
making the point that there are limits to what people in your immediate circle can help you with.
Absolutely. Your immediate circle may not be trained in the skills of therapy and those
Mhm.
therapeutic skills that help you to heal or help you to move past those traumas or to learn um, those tools that you need in order
Right,
to help you to move forward and to heal and to grow. And
right.
so it's not that your immediate circle can't be of assistance to you, because they most certainly can. One
Mhm.
of my one thing that I find important is helping clients to understand the role of their support system. So
Yeah.
if I have a client that doesn't have a strong support system, that's one of our goals, is to help build their system or to strengthen their support system. So it's
Okay.
not to say they don't need to share or um, include their inner circle, but I can help them to understand better how to utilize that or how to maximize um, their circle to help them along their journey. Because I'm not going to be there every day. They see me for what, 50 minutes a week
Right.
usually, and so outside of that, you still have the rest of your life, the rest of your week
Mhm.
to work things, and so
Right.
you do need support other than your therapist.
That's really good. I've never heard it said that way, but that makes so much sense to me. It's like the therapist can help your support system and help you work with them on the things that you're working on and processing in therapy. So you're not saying that you're replacing anybody in the circle. That's not what you're saying. That's not what therapy is.
No, because
Yeah.
you have your friends, you have your family, you have your
Right.
therapist,
Mhm.
and eventually your life coach. We all play different roles in your journey. And so as your therapist, I'm not any of those people. I'm not your mom or sister. I'm not your friend. You don't pay a friend to listen to your problems. When I call you, I'm going to end my call with, how much do I need to send you?
Right.
So,
exactly.
So you may have a great relationship with your therapist. I have clients who I love talking to. They love talking to me.
Yeah.
I've got the comment, if you weren't my therapist, you'd be my best friend. And it's like, possibly, but I'm your therapist. So,
Right. Let's get back to
work. It's not like, no. And we make that distinction because we have very different roles in your life. Yeah, we have a great relationship, but you pay me for a great relationship and you don't pay your friends. And so my role is a professional one. Even if I make the atmosphere so relaxed that you feel like you're talking to your best friend, that's my way of helping you in your healing process. But we have to look at the boundaries of the therapeutic relationship as opposed to of your circle, your social circle.
Right. That makes so much sense. Of course I have another question, just because as you talk, you bring other things out in relation, because I'm really trying, my purpose with this was I wanted people to hear this and let it help them make a decision. Like if they've got something going on, I don't want anything blocking someone from getting what they need. Because some people they have a certain narrative about mental health, or they have a certain narrative in their mind about what coaching is, and I really want to remove that and let them hear from us what it really is, from those of us who are doing it. One thing that I thought about as you were talking was, for instance, if somebody has anxiety, they may know they have it, but sometimes, like in my case, I didn't know that's what it was because it didn't fit what I knew as definitions or symptoms of anxiety. So what your therapist can do is sometimes show you that you have something you didn't know you had. And so now they can show you how to manage in your life with whatever it is. So I just thought about that as you were talking.
Because I can assess you. I can do a clinical interview, do these assessments that actually pull all your symptoms together and say, okay, this looks most like ... and get a lot, oh, I didn't think that was anxiety, and it is. So let's dig into that and come up with a plan. But if we don't know anxiety, we don't know what we're working with. If we don't get that diagnosis, and all therapists don't diagnose, and that's okay. But they're doing that same process of finding out what your symptoms are and helping to determine the best method based on you and based on their skills as to how to approach that.
Right. And I mean, that's, to me, those are clear benefits of seeing a therapist, because like you said, you can make a diagnosis. You can take down everything they're telling you, all their patterns, their behavior, the way they think, the way they process, and you can say, well, from what you're telling me, this is what's going on with you. So now we have to create a plan of how to help you. That's a clear advantage to having a therapist as a part of your village.
Absolutely.
Well, I guess it's time for me to answer the question myself on the life coaching front. The benefits of life coaching. Is my sound right?
It's lagging a little bit, but it's good. I can hear you clearly.
Okay. I don't know why it's lagging. I'm trying to see. But as long as everyone can hear me, I'm okay. All right. So life coaching is different from therapy. Now, some of the methods may seem similar, but there's no diagnosis here, which is why I wanted to bring you on. I can't diagnose anything going on clinically. That's not what I'm here to do. What I'm here to do is work with a person who already knows what they want, already has an idea of what they need to do. My job is to help organize your thoughts. I help you create a plan. You can tell me what you want and what you want to do, and I can listen to that, and I can say, okay, these are the steps you need to take in this order that can get you to where you're trying to go. So basically, you come to me when you're about that action, when you're ready to move. Typically, that's you've already had therapy. In most cases, you've already addressed those deeply rooted issues that are preventing you from moving at all. And then when you're ready to actually take some steps, I can help you put it together. And it doesn't have to take long. It can take 3 weeks. It can take 6 weeks. We can just put it together, and we can, using the strategies that I have, and because I use SMART as far as my goals, we're going to measure it. We're going to track it. You'll be able to see that you're moving the needle. But it's about action. This is the action part of the process. That's what the life coach is going to do for you. They're going to guide you. At some point, my job is going to be done. Because once you know what to do and how to do it and what steps to take and in what order, you're ready to soar. But the benefit to that is, and I know for myself, that sometimes you can know what you want. You may even know what you need to do, but you don't always know the order. Sometimes you can't organize your thoughts enough. Like you can't say, I should be prioritizing something else right now. Some people don't know how to do that. And so you can kind of compartmentalize things for them, paint a picture for them. At the same time, they're going to need some encouragement along the way. So then that's where taking everything I know, because I do assessments of people before I start working with them, because I need to get a profile of who you are, what you have going on. Once I get those things, I can say, okay, based on what I know, based on what I hear, you have, I would say, a pattern. I've noticed a pattern of how you approach life, of how you make your decisions. And we need to try a different method. We need to try some new strategies to get you where you want to go. And it sounds simple, and it can be, but it's not always easy, because you're talking about some rewiring there. You're talking about changing the way you see, changing the way you approach things. The work that you'll be doing, for some people, they're going to have to do something new. They're going to have to do something they've never done before. And those weeks that we spend together, it's me trying to get you to create a new habit. It's me trying to create a new pattern for you. And by the time we're done, you can go on your own. So that's the benefit of that.
Well, let me ask you a question about that, because I can see how that may possibly be able to run concurrently with therapy.
Okay.
So, and a lot of the those goals are similar when it comes to rewiring and finding patterns.
Yeah.
So, how often might someone see you as a life coach client?
When I did it a few years ago, it was every week for some.
So
I had one person that was every week. I had somebody else that was every week. It just depended on what they were trying to work on and how involved it was. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. And I was just wondering, because I know a lot of times a client that I'm working with will do those SMART goals or something like that, but they need someone besides me actually holding them accountable for that. I can do that, but a lot of times when they come to therapy, the next time they may need to be dealing with something else. So it's not it's not a straight path. Whereas it's like what you're saying is you keep them focused on that goal that they're currently working on.
Right.
So I can kind of see how they could be doing both at the same time. You know, because if we come up with a SMART goal, it sounds like that's something that they could share with you, and y'all can like make it into something that's more doable for them. But then, so when they're with you, they can focus on that, and so that frees them up when they come to me to actually deal with current stressors or dig deeper into something else that they need to deal with, as opposed to sticking on that one thing each session.
Yes, I can definitely see that. Because in the past, when I worked with someone, I'm thinking about one person in particular. As we were working, of course, there's the accountability part, because I always stress that if you work with me, this is going to be an accountability partnership. So I'm going to hold you accountable every week to everything we said we're working on. And then we're gonna debrief, and we're gonna step back and reassess how it's going, and if something else came up for them. Now, I had an instance where, as this person was working with me, there were some triggers. She was being triggered by what we were talking about and what we were working on. And I suggested therapy, because I told her, I said, hey, I have limits. I'm not the professional that can diagnose you. I can't do that for you. I can only tell you what steps you need to take to keep moving. We can implement a plan together. But once other issues start coming up, we definitely need to. So I can see what you're saying about it working concurrently.
Yeah.
I wanted to go to we actually just answered the question, because on our list we had a question of how does therapy and life coaching work together, and we just answered that. Like, it really can work together, because vice versa, you've seen in cases with your clients where they could probably use somebody like that or use a life coach. Same thing for me. It's like, hey, you're working with me, but I think it could do some good to speak to a therapist, because there's some other things that are coming up for you that you just didn't know was there.
Which that's really them from reaching whatever goals that you are working with them, or a life coach with them, because again, we're talking about those areas that probably need some deeper work. It's not just about reaching a tangible goal or a life goal. It's about healing some issues, or learning some ways to actually manage those triggers that are coming up when they're working with you, so that they can move forward.
Right. Now, I have a question that is kind of going a little off of where we've been, but I think it's important for us to talk about this. What do you think the role of faith is? Or does faith play a role in your practice?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So personally, I am a Christian counselor. I don't do like a lot of Christian counselors, and that's not the banner that I hold my business under. But I'm very open with my clients that I am a Christian counselor. However, regardless of your faith, I believe that spirituality plays a role. My practice, my mission is to facilitate hope and healing and maintain wellness. And to do that, I believe that involves mind, body, and spirit. If you heal the mind, you heal the body and the spirit. You heal the body, you influence the mind and the spirit. If you influence or strengthening your spiritual walk with God, then you are definitely going to improve your physical and mental wellness. And so my belief is that they all work together. So I definitely take the holistic approach to
Okay.
therapy.
Okay. So if someone, like, we're both Christians, so if someone comes to you, they start seeing you as a client, and then they started expressing some concerns about, okay, we're doing therapy, but I believe in consulting God and putting God on things. And some people feel like, I don't know how to say this, like they're stepping on God's toes by going to see a therapist. Like, I should have been praying. Why do I need to do this? But because you're a Christian counselor, what you're saying, what I think you're saying, is that you can absolutely use their faith to assist with the process.
Absolutely, because I believe that counseling is biblical. I believe God created counseling. One of the is exhortation / counseling. Right. And he gives us, most counselors, we use cognitive behavioral therapy approach, or CBT.
Right.
When I tell you, I can go through scripture and give you scripture point to methods that we use in CBT.
Right.
So I believe that God orchestrated counselors as healers. And so I definitely believe that it's intended. When he tells you to get Christian counsel when you're going through something, of course he wants you to pray, but he also instructs your circle. Use your use your village. Because again, he knows that you can't see everything.
Right. Absolutely.
And so we don't discount prayer. We don't discount Bible study. We don't discount your fellowshipping with other believers as being part of the healing process. But my role in that is to help you to more effectively utilize those, what I call spiritual tools, to help with your growth.
Right. That makes so much sense. And I mean, really, the only reason why I wanted to ask that is because I have people that have actually said it around me, and I've seen it online, where there are people who just have this negative outlook of, if you say you're a person of faith, why do you need to do that type of thing? And that's just simply not true. God created, like you said, he created counselors, therapists to help.
Yeah, and when people question that, I can show them in scripture where people dealt with depression, or people had anger issues, or things like that, or they had bad patterns of behavior. And of course, they didn't always see that right away. There are several times where people, just ask God to take me away. I can't deal with this. Just take me. That's a suicidal ideation, or or fixing on dying to solve your problem. And so, but you will see how their relationship with God got them through those times. And so, as a therapist that focuses on that holistic view, I can help you to see how God intends for you to utilize your faith and your relationship with him towards your healing. So yes, he does want us to pray about it, but
absolutely,
what else does he want us to do? Because he's going to tell us to do something when we pray.
Right. Yeah, that's absolutely. I was just thinking for myself. Now, initially, like I said, I was coaching a few people in the past. I've been doing this for about off and on for like 8 years. But this is my first time being public with it, but I've been doing it for a long time. And initially, I had people coming to me for spiritual reasons first. They wanted to strengthen their relationship, and they knew that they needed to do something, but they didn't know what steps to take. And so part of what I would do is point to scripture to show them what God had to say about the issues that they had. And even if that's not what you're coming to me for, if you're coming to me for something else, whatever it is we're working on, if you're a person who wants to make your faith a part of the journey, that's definitely something that can be done. Because as you said, you can use scripture to show you what God has to say about that particular thing. You can read it in that.
Yeah. And we were talking about assessments earlier, and the way I approach that is that in the beginning, when I'm doing my assessments, I broach the topic of spirituality at that time, and that's usually what I share with them. If I didn't share with them in the consultation, or they didn't ask in the consultation, or they didn't read it on any of my online profiles, then that's usually when I end up sharing with them that I am a Christian counselor, because I ask them their spiritual, beliefs and background, and if they would like to incorporate that in their therapy process. And if they say no, I just leave it open to where, they know that they can always change their mind in the middle. We can be in the middle of the session. They can say, well, I said I didn't want to, but I do have a question, or I do have this thing that comes up. And a lot of either religious abuse or church, what we call church hurt, are a lot of reasons why they don't want to incorporate it, because they don't want to deal with those things because they were painful. And so, or they don't believe anymore, but then they still have questions. And so, that opens the door for me to be able to help them to deal with their spirituality, because their spiritual condition most certainly impacts their mental health.
Right. Absolutely. One thing that I wanted to, my last question really, and of course this is for everyone else's benefit. What do you think makes you unique as a therapist? Or what was something that people can look to get, especially from you, that they can't get from somebody else?
Well, my comedic genius plays a big role in we laugh a lot, because I'm me. I bring myself to the therapy session. I believe in authenticity.
Yes.
When I was in my master's program, and at the end of it, in my internship, my internship professor gave us the best advice that I remind myself of and use every time I'm with a client, because I was so nervous about, what if I say the wrong thing? What if I mess up? But he told us the best thing you can do for your clients is to bring yourself to the session. You are the tool that's being used for healing. If you try to be someone else other than yourself in those sessions, they're not getting the authentic you, and they're not getting what they are coming to you for.
Right.
They're getting something trying to portray. And that doesn't help them to trust you. That doesn't help them to build a relationship with you. And so, clients, they laugh a lot. Even through their tears, they laugh a lot.
Yeah.
They have the benefit of my certifications. Again, I am a Christian counselor. I am a certified trauma professional. I have, my specialty areas are generally trauma, anxiety, and depression, but I also have a good number of clients who are working through living with borderline personality disorder and ADHD. Those, certain people tend to be drawn to my practice, and so that's who I work with. So I use my skills that I've learned in those different areas to help my clients. And so I see clients virtually, but now I also see clients in office. And I also offer walk and talk therapy as part of my holistic
that's good.
method.
That is good. That is unique. Um, I think that's great. So anybody listening, you know, I'm I'm not just saying that because this is my best friend. Okay, she's the real deal. Um, for me, I would say similar to what you said. I bring myself.
Mhm.
I don't know how to be anything other than myself. So yes, I'm gonna say crazy things sometimes. I can be very blunt and very honest. I'm just gonna come out with it. I'm just gonna tell you the truth. I'm going to do that. I'm not going to. I don't feel like it's my job to make you comfortable. If you're
Right.
trying to grow, we're gonna put it all on the line. One of the things that I feel really sets me apart from other life coaches that I've seen out there is that I'm coaching from lived experiences. I'm not just coaching from I learned some strategies and some methods and I'm using them. I'm not just, I'm not coaching you just from a book. I'm coaching you from things that I had to do for myself to get myself from one place to another so that I could level up, so that I could come out of a dark place. So when I say to people, hey, if you're having struggles with grief, I can help you with that. If you have some relationship stuff going on, I can help you with that. If you're having an issue transitioning from one career to another, I can help you with that. Identity issues, especially women, because those are the only people that tend to come my way. A lot of women that I've talked to will say, I'm at a different point in my life now and I want something different, but I don't know what to do. I don't know how to start to get where I want to go. And I'm like, yeah, I've been there and I had to do the work. So I share what I know along with what I've learned. And I think that's what makes me unique. Also, for every person I've ever worked with, I always do an accountability partnership. I always do affirmations with them. They're going to always get a call with me. They're going to get messages daily tailored to them because I really do believe that in between sessions with people, sometimes they go down into a valley. And me doing my daily messages, motivational messages for my clients is a way for me to keep my hands on them and for me to keep them encouraged for in between the times that they're going to work with me directly. And everybody doesn't do that.
And that's good that you said that because that's kind of what I was leaning towards when I was asking you how often you see them, but that's more what I was thinking was that in between interaction because as a therapist I don't generally do that unless we say in our session that they need me to send them a message like halfway through to in on them or something like that or I know that's going on with them and I may send them a message or call them just to check in to make sure that they're okay in between sessions. But what you're talking about is that accountability piece that I was talking about.
Yeah.
You can do that with on a daily basis, whereas as a therapist, I can't do that. So that's a really important piece, I think. Can I add something to my thing?
Yeah.
So as you were talking, I remembered that I left out a huge part of what I'm am moving into with my practice and into the realm of using culinary medicine as well as being able to recommend supplements and minerals and also some somatic methods for treating therapy. So when you come to me, you're not just getting talk therapy. And talk is very effective, but like I said, I believe in treating the whole person.
Yeah.
And so very soon I will be using more integrative practices like that. And the reason that's important is because there are a lot of people, especially I find in African American and other brown communities where medication is not desired.
Right.
A lot of my clients tend to have a distrust of doctors. It's like they push themselves to come to therapy because they were just on their last leg. They had to do something.
Right.
And so I find that trying to push them into, which I don't push anybody to do anything, but they've been pushed before to be on psychotropic meds and they don't want that. But I know that they need other support because some of the things have biological components to them. Or sometimes, again, our physical health is not what it needs to be, but I can help you to find out what you're lacking and then also what you can do to remedy that. So yeah, I think I left out a big part. That's that I try to I don't try to downplay stuff, but I tend to downplay things sometimes and I forget. But when you were talking, I was like, hold on, that's major. I need to throw that in there.
Yeah, girl. So. I don't know any therapist that's truly doing things to treat mind, body, and spirit. Like, and that sets you apart from everybody. So that's huge. I'm looking at the time and I'm like, wow, I can't believe we've been on here for 53 minutes. Okay, so let's wrap this up. So, since we've been talking about how life coaching and therapy can work together, I think this is a really good time to let people know that we actually have a partnership. We have a referral program between you and I. If someone is working with me, I can refer them to you if they need it. Or if I see something in them, I can make that suggestion and say, hey, I have a therapist right here. And if you choose to do this work, you get a discount for that because we're working together to reach as many people and help as many people as possible. We want to make sure we're covering all those bases for you to truly become healed and whole. So definitely wanted to mention that.
Yeah, and for me, the way that I would intend to use this partnership is the same way that if I'm working with a client and I see, we're working on some goals, especially if we come up with some SMART goals or something.
Yeah.
And I can't, I could, but it's going to take away from our other work if I'm so focused on following you through those goals. But also, once we start getting towards that stage of therapy where they're really ready to work on, in between sessions and make that progress, I can also say, well, listen, I have a coach who can walk with you through that. And then, we can, and honestly, they could sign releases so that you and I could coordinate with their care. And so just like I would coordinate with a physician who's a prescribing physician or something, I could, they could sign releases so that we could coordinate their care in that way. But we could definitely support each other and support our clients more effectively and more fully by partnering.
Absolutely. That's something that I was really excited to share because as we're talking about adding people to the village, you don't have to choose one over the other. It doesn't have to be either or. It can be both. Because sometimes you need both. And we want to make sure that it's available to you. So before we close, how can people get in contact with you?
They can. First of all, I want you to go to any of my profiles or whatever online. So they can Google Hope Counseling and Wellness LLC in Rock Hill, Carolina. They can go to Psychology Today and search my practice. I also have websites, but you'll find all that online. All that you have to do is Google me because I'm all over the place. But also, I have a Facebook page, Hope Counseling and Wellness. That's probably going to be the easiest way for you people on Facebook to find me, and then also on Instagram, Hope CNW. And then You can reach me by phone. 803-524-6810 is my business number. And email shopecounselor@gmail.com.
That's great. Please contact her. You've got somebody who can really mind, body, spirit. They can cover all bases. If you need it, reach out. She is accessible. As far as myself, come directly to me. Just go to wherever you find me on Instagram, Lakia Samoa Bar. I think I'm Lakia Samoa Bar on Facebook. That's terrible. But yes, just come straight to me. Message me. I want to make it as easy for you as possible. And we can start work right away. I don't make people jump through a lot of hoops. I do an assessment, of course. But outside of that, if you're ready to work, I'm ready to work with you. So I think this was really good. I think we dropped some good gems today.
I want to add, thank you.
Okay.
So one of the barriers to therapy, I'm not sure about coaching, but I know with therapy, finances tends to be a barrier.
That's true.
I have to say I'm not a cheap therapist, but you do not let, I really don't want you to let finances be the reason you don't reach out. It's very important to be accessible to clients, especially knowing that I offer things that other therapists don't offer, or that I do things a different way. And so please don't let money be the reason that you don't reach out to start your healing journey. I will definitely help you to find the resources, or I can work with you. However, let's just figure it out.
That's my answer as well. Don't let finances stop you. I'm not expensive, but I'm not cheap, because you're paying for my experience, and that's invaluable. But like I said, I can work with you. We can work something out. Once I give you the fee schedule, if you tell me there's something going on in your life, we can find a way to make it work. So don't let that stop you. The goal is to be accessible, to be a part of your village, to help you. That's the number one thing. This was good. I hope you guys, I hope this answered a lot of questions for everybody who watched and listened to this. That, if they were on the fence about it, I hope that they open their eyes to some things and say, hey, it's okay to add a life coach or a therapist for your village.
Right.
So, yeah.
Call us.
DM us. We ready to work. Well, yes. Thank you, my friend, for joining with me.
I had so much fun with this. This is good. We got to do this again.
Yes,
we talk about something.
Yeah, we got to find something else. This was good.
We've been saying for years we're going to do this, and now we had a reason to. And
I know.
Here we go.
I know. There's so much we could talk about. We just don't even know. But yeah, we definitely need to do this again, and I'm sure we'll figure out a way to do it again. But yes, thank you guys for watching and listening to us, and hopefully we'll be working with you in the future. Good night, everybody. Bye.